So, what do you think is the biggest security risk to your company? I mean, what's the real threat? What if I told you it's not some super sophisticated malware or a shadowy hacking group? Nope, it's the person sitting at their desk right now. In this explainer, we're going to break down why building a culture of security is absolutely non-negotiable and how every single one of us is the first and most important line of defense. This quote, it absolutely nails it. See, security isn't just something the IT department worries about anymore. It has to be a fundamental part of everyone's job, from the brand new intern all the way up to the CEO. You've got to keep this idea in your head because honestly, it's the key to everything we're about to talk about. All right, so let's jump right in with the most critical piece of any security plan, the people. We're talking about how you and everyone you work with are the real guardians of your company's most valuable secrets. I just love this idea of being cyber warriors. It totally reframes how you think about your job, right? You're not just some passive bystander waiting for something bad to happen. You are an active defender. In a truly strong security culture, everybody understands their role. They know what's at stake, and more importantly, they're ready to hit the alarm bell when something just feels off. So what does being a cyber warrior actually look like in your day-to-day? Well, a lot of the time, it starts with spotting the single most common attack out there, phishing. So let's put on our detective hats for a minute and really dissect a phishing email to see how you can spot those hidden clues. So what is phishing, really? Well, it's deception, plain and simple. Attackers make these emails that look exactly like ones you already trust, from your bank, your boss, or some service you use every day. They try to create this false sense of urgency, hoping you'll panic and click before you even think. But here's the thing. The fakes always leave clues behind. Okay, let's look at a real-world example. At first glance, this seems perfectly legit, right? It looks like a standard security alert from Microsoft. The logo's there, the language feels official, but we're going to dig a little deeper. The real danger here is buried in the details. First, let's zoom in on the sender's address. Now, your brain probably sees Microsoft.com at the end and thinks, okay, cool, it's safe. But wait a minute, look at the part right before it. Account protection. That's what we call a subdomain, and it's a classic trick. Scammers create these lookalike addresses to fool you. This is our first huge red flag. All right, on to clue number 2. And this one is just about common sense. The email says it's from Microsoft, and it's about a Microsoft account. But look closely at the email address they mention in the text. It's a Gmail address. I mean, why on earth would Microsoft be sending you security alerts about a competitor's email service? It just doesn't add up. And here's the final nail in the coffin, and maybe the most obvious clue of all. The email is threatening to delete your security info. Just think about that for a second. Why would a company ever want to remove the very things that keep your account safe? The answer is, they wouldn't. This is pure psychological manipulation designed to make you panic and click that dangerous button. So we've seen how to spot a phish, but how do you train an entire organization to do that and do it consistently? That doesn't just happen by accident. It takes building what I like to call security muscle. And thankfully, there are some really great tools out there to help you do just that. This chart kind of breaks down a few of the popular options. And as you can see, there's a whole spectrum here. You've got the industry giant, KnowBe4. Then you have something like Ninja, which takes a completely different approach, using these Hollywood-style stories to make the training really engaging. The big takeaway here is that you don't have to build this stuff from scratch. There are specialized tools for pretty much every budget and company style. And listen, here's the most important point, especially for anyone at a startup or a small business. You don't need a massive budget for this. A tool like Curricula has a completely free plan for up to 1,000 employees. It even includes a phishing simulator so you can test your team. There's really no excuse not to get started. But look, a tool is just that, a tool. It is not a silver bullet. Real security comes from building a culture. And culture is not some one-time training session you can just check off a list. No way. It's an ongoing, evolving process that needs to grow right alongside your company. So what does that journey look like? Well, it scales. You start with the basics, simple training for new hires and an annual refresher for everyone. As your company gets more mature, you level up. You start running your own phishing tests and doing regular policy reviews. And then, at the most advanced level, you're doing specialized training for high-risk teams, like your developers, and even pulling in real-time threat alerts from government agencies like CISO. Now, building a mature security program like this isn't just a nice-to-have anymore. It's quickly becoming a business necessity. Why? Because the stakes have gotten much, much higher.
This is no longer just an IT issue. It's a boardroom issue. And trust me, regulators are watching. It used to be that a data breach was seen as just a technical problem for the IT department to go clean up. Those days are over. Today, a major incident is a fundamental business risk that can lead to massive fines, shareholder lawsuits, and just do serious lasting damage to a company's reputation.
And for public companies, this has officially become a legal requirement. The SEC, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, has a new rule that says if a company has a material cybersecurity incident, they have to disclose it. So what's material? Basically, if it's big enough that an investor would want to know about it before buying or selling stock, it has to be made public. And the timeline for this disclosure, it's incredibly tight, just 4. 4 business days. Think about that. You have 4 days from the moment you realize an incident is serious to report it to the entire world. That puts enormous pressure on companies to have a rock-solid response plan ready to go before an attack ever happens. Which, of course, brings us right back to where we started, you. A company can spend millions of dollars on the best security software in the world, but at the end of the day, a security chain is only as strong as its weakest link. A real culture of security depends on every single person being trained, vigilant, and prepared. So the only question left is, are you the strongest link or are you the weakest one?